Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Hot Seat Automotive Podcast. Your buddy CJ here, talking about all things automotive hobby, car scene, cars. And this morning, are you kidding me? New Year's Eve morning, we've got the one, the only, the vintage vixen. You do not want to line up against this lady on the quarter mile. Trust me, we'll get to that. Elaine Simonsen, welcome to the show. So excited to have you on.
Well, hello. Happy New Year. And I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Awesome. Elaine, for our listeners, let's get into this. Tell us a bit about your background as an automotive enthusiast, how you grew up, how you got into this hobby. When did you know you love cars? Go ahead.
Okay. Well, hello. My name is Elaine, Vintage Vixen Simonsen, USA Girl. I currently am in South Carolina. My background came from military. My father was a Vietnam veteran, Special Forces Green Beret Black Ops, where he met my mother in France on one of his tours. He brought her over to the U.S. In their 20s, and henceforth had to leave her there in California while he did his missions. And I was raised by a French woman who didn't know English and had to learn English by watching TV, such as The Price is Right, General Hospital, One Life to Live, I Dream of Jeannie. So she thought that was the culture of American women, and so she dressed up as such, which hot short shorts and go-go boots and Dolly Parton hair, and I grew up as the neighborhood kids came over. I thought that they were wanting the homemade popsicles, but no, they wanted to see the French lady wearing halter tops and go-go boots and short shorts. So I have memories because we lived in Central America. At the age of 5, my mother was riding around in a convertible MG and delivering toys to the children that lived in the jungle, which is our toys, my brother and myself's toys, that because she was raised in the poor community because she was one of 9. She was born in 1943, so she's of the German invasion population where her, she doesn't know who the father is type thing. So she knows what it's like to give, and she gave generously. And so I grew up, that's how you were supposed to do things. And she loved that MG, which she was a stick shift. And my dad, when he would come back from tour, she had wrecked it so many times. He basically took it away. But it was one of the first memories I have riding a convertible. But later on in life, through their divorces and whatnot, my dad, when he got out of the military, he became a nuclear power instrument tech, and he would do startups and shutdowns at power plants. And so during my school years, from junior high to high school, I went through 14 different schools. And one of the schools when we made it to Long Island, I was 15. And on my 16th birthday, we were living in Hampton Bays. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with Long Island and Hampton Bays, but it's a sandbar, narrow roads, and it's a summer touristy, jam-packed, crazy traffic that he surprised me. Being a 16, I thought I was going to get a hot rod because at that time he was rebuilding a 1968 Camaro SS Super Sport, and it was red and it was all muscle, and we would spend hours at the auto shops and car shops, and so much time there that they would give me birthday presents and cards at the car shops because they knew I wasn't hanging out with anybody except them. And he presented me with the 1969 MGB GT, which was rusted out floors and everything. And I was like, how could you do that? Endangering me. I always wanted a Camaro. So I sold that MGB GT and got a 72 Camaro, which was quickly stolen by some high school kids, and they demolished it. So fast forward later in life, married to a wonderful person, Matt, who is my soulmate, that living in South Carolina, we found that 76 MG sitting, I found it on Facebook actually, and it was right down the road from me, and it was been sitting outside. Top was barely on. It looked like it had been rained on for generations interior. And we picked it up because I told Matt, I said, that was one of my first memories of a car. was the MGBs, and so we brought that home, and that's a restore we did together, and that's my truck in the background that I would pull, because I'm all about horses, Harleys, and horsepower, right? And so it didn't just, with my dad being in the military, I always wanted to be involved in rodeoing, but because we moved around, I couldn't have any horses, so horsepower and motorcycles, and I was raised on dirt bikes. And my first motorcycle crash dirt bike was out cross country. Believe me, I had arms pumped up so big I could arm wrestle any man, full grown man, because of all the riding that we did. So my dad would make bets with everybody, like when I was 12, 13, 14, that they couldn't take me down. I could lock them in place. So that I wrecked on got in an accident with another, and it spiraled my knee, broke it to where my tibia and fibia and all that. So we got into the cars later, and then when my husband and we got together, he knew I barrel raced, and he knew that I had an addiction. Well, he grew up 7 generations in Elko, and he was a motorhead, and everybody couldn't figure out how him and I got together, because I was barrel racing and he was hot rods. Well, they didn't know I loved cars too. And Matt always supported me with my barrel racing, never told me no. He wouldn't go to the barrel races because he thought it was boring, but he would always hook up the horse trailer and help me load and unload, because I would always come home either defeated or beat up, but I had a great time and he enjoyed it, but I missed him. So I wanted to be able to do stuff with him, and I knew he loved cars and working on cars. And I went to Firebird Raceway, which was in Boise, Idaho, because it was 4 hours away from Nevada where we live.
Right.
And I had friends racing there, and I came home and I told Matt, I said, I want to drag race. And he goes, yeah. And I said, no, I want us to drag race. He's like, okay. And if anybody knows Matt, that's a response. That's Matt right there. And he
No,
always has
all
my
right.
back.
So this is
Yes.
Matt, and
Mm-hmm.
the two of you. I actually met you. You covered a lot of ground there, Elaine, and there's a lot to unpack. I want to dig into a couple of these things. So this is you and Matt, and when I first met you, Elaine, it was actually at one of the drag strips, Pageland, I believe.
Yep.
And here's this lady, and she's in her Nova, and I just had the Nova up on screen. We'll pull it up again. And you've got lightning sticks. I think those are called lightning sticks or lightning rods, the shifter.
Lightning rod shifters. Yep.
The
Uh-huh.
lightning rods. You were tearing it up. Talk to us
Yeah.
about, was that a car that, again, talk to us about that. I mean, how did you get into the drag racing aspect? And did Matt and did you guys build that car? I know he's got a lot of talent in his hands with auto mechanics, etc. Go ahead.
Okay, so when I said I wanted to do that, he's like, yeah, so we started looking. And I don't think he realized how serious he was. And I was on eBay. No clue what I was looking for. No idea. I just knew that I wanted to do it. Happened to find on eBay this tiny little picture of that Nova. And of course, it had a listing of it's a 1974 Nova. Yep. And that there wasn't a lot of information, that it came with a car trailer, enclosed car trailer, and the price on it was ridiculous. Like, it had to be a scam. That's how ridiculous it was. I was like, there's no way. Well, and it was out here in Virginia on the
Did it
coast.
look like this, Elaine, or
Yes,
was it?
sir. Yes, sir. It was just like that. And so when I contacted the person, and he was like, you know what? I don't know this car. I'm selling it for a friend. He's kind of in a pinch and he's not available to be online, but he gave me all the information. So that was like a red flag for me. And I was like, yeah, okay, here's the scam, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, really. So the more I got to talk to him, the more questions he was answering correctly. And I was asking him, can you take pictures of the car? He goes, I can. It's loaded in a car trailer. But I guarantee you everything's there. I can give you the list. And then he finally confessed to me that the owner was in jail. And the owner needed money for an attorney. And so that's why it was a quick sale. And he
So
said, I've
this is
had people
starting to
try to just
sound
sell
like,
me the car. Yeah,
I
so
mean,
he said,
this
I
is
had
one of
people
those
just wanting to buy the
stories.
trailer.
Like, but behind every car, there's a story. Behind every car guy or
Yep.
car girl, there's a story. But sometimes, to your point, like Facebook Marketplace, Elaine, and you and Matt know this. You almost start to cringe because it's like, okay, does the person have
Yeah.
the title? Is the car stolen? Is it a scam? Oh gosh,
Yep.
but this one
Yep.
worked
And
out.
yeah, this was 7 years ago, I think. 7 years ago. So it was still Facebook Marketplace was still kind of new-ish. So eBay was always still the hot thing to go to, but it was still like I'd been scammed on eBay before. And so when I was telling him, I said, I've talked to this guy, and at that time I was a service writer at a GM dealer and all that because my mom was sick at the time, and I left the mine sites so I could work in town to be close to her because she was having COPD issues and stuff. And so this guy, the more I talked to him on the phone, the more legit. And so Matt, he's like, okay. He goes, but I don't have enough time to take off. I says, if we drive from Elko to this place and back, we can make it back there and back in 3 days. Because if I drive and you'll just let you drive. If you drive, I go, we switch out. And that's what we did. We cashed the money, hadn't cashed, we got in the truck, and, we just said a prayer and we hauled ass, we drove across country, got there at 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, I don't know if we're going to get shot or what, because I don't know. We pulled in this neighborhood, and there was a group of people standing outside, and one of them was a lady, and she was in tears. So she was the girlfriend to the guy that owned this car. And we got out, and she's like, I am heartbroken. We have to sell this car, but he got himself in some trouble. He built this car from the ground up, and she took me inside, CJ, into their home while my husband stayed outside with the guy that I'd been talking to. Took me down to their basement, which their basement was dedicated to this car. He had photo albums, trophies, lamps made of it. He had this was this guy's baby, right? So I was like, holy crap, well, now I need to see the car. So we went outside, and she didn't know how to back the car out because of the lightning rod shifters. And so I said, can you
back it up? I looked
right.
Side note, Elaine, when I first met you guys and I checked out this car, I looked at those lightning rods. I was intimidated. Like, I wouldn't know what to do. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah. So when I said, can you at least show me how to start the car up? And so we had to crawl inside the car because it was just single car trailer, and the window was rolled down, and so she reached. I'm videoing her. I still have the video on my phone of her pushing the buttons, and she had the southern drawl, which I couldn't understand because being from Nevada, straight out to deep Virginia, that we get in there, and I look over at my husband when she fired it up, and Matt was standing in the doorway, and he just nodded his head. And I said, and I gave him the thumbs up, and he's like, I said, okay. And I told her, I said, okay, shut it off. And we went inside and counted out cash, got the title, we hooked it up. Their trailer had a equalizer hitch welded on it, so we couldn't adjust it, and our truck was lifted, so we rode home with the trailer and the car, like leaving their driveway. And because it was so late at night, I was like, we just gotta go. We gotta go before somebody changes their mind. They're all out there crying. And so the first stops during the daylight was because we were heading back to Nevada. We pulled into an RV place, and it was on I think a Saturday, and there was no mechanics or anything working there to like cut the equalizer hitch. So I was like, drop the door. I want to see what it looks like in daylight. We didn't even, so we dropped the back door and fired up the car, and everybody come running to hear what this car was. And I was like, okay, shut it. And yeah, so I asked them if I could use the restroom just so I could wash my face, because we stunk because we just drove and slept and drove and then of course, nervousness to see what all these people, and took that car home. I had to Google it, how to use the lightning rod shifters as well, because if anybody, like I say, if you don't know what it is, you don't know what it is, but it's a fun car. And at that Pageland, that was, of course, like I said, I told you earlier, when I was when I turned 50 was my first pinup contest, because I wasn't into makeup and hairdos and all that. I'm all about, it was, barrel racing, you get dirty. When I was barrel racing a lot, that was my horsepower. I did fundraisers. I produced barrel races. I watched kids grow up. I was a rodeo queen, luckily, one time for the Silver State Stampede. It was a blessing for that. So there was a lot of tomboy. I was the firstborn to my dad. He wanted a boy, so I was being him with the green beret. You're tough. You're going to be tough. You're going to be my tomboy. So I rode dirt bikes, and I played with his military gear in the jungle because we lived in Central America and all that. My mom would ride around in an MGB convertible, handing out the toys that we had to all the kids that were living in the jungles in little shacks that made of tin and stuff. And I thought that was what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to give what you got. Yeah, and so there's one of the pictures. That was one of my pinup pictures that I actually went to Ulta Beauty. A friend of mine worked there. She did my makeup. And then my friend there in Elko, give her a shout out, Madison, they did my hair. And I love vintage clothes shopping. And my friend um, collected a lot of signs and cars. Those are real authentic old Coca-Cola signs and a Coca-Cola uh, cooler. And my friend had a studio. Autumn, she had a dance studio. We used it to do these impromptu pictures to encourage women of all sizes, all ages, all culture, all background to realize that it's not just the inner beauty. I mean, it is the inner beauty, but you shouldn't be afraid to do what you've always wanted to do. And
Amen.
like I said, if you haven't failed at something, that means you didn't try it. And it doesn't mean you should stop trying. You should just get back in it and hammer down and do it again
Oh my
and until
gosh.
you're bored with it,
Okay.
right?
I gotta say, you're giving me chills because your story, again, you've covered so much ground, but you, I had never heard your full story. You're someone who's sounds like you've never been intimidated, or if you were intimidated, you powered through it, and you tried so many things, and you've done them successfully, and you're obviously really good at so many of them. The pinup
Yeah.
culture combined with cars, they just go to bed, go together, don't they? Sort of like
Yes.
peas and carrots, if you will. But talk to us. What advice would you give to young ladies who, you know, maybe they're the next Elaine Simonsen, like they're interested in cars, they're interested in things like the pinup community, so on and so forth. What advice would you, if you could go back in time and give advice to young teenage Elaine or to the next Elaine, what advice would you give young ladies entering this hobby?
Well, hopefully one day, like I said, I've been trying to make it to the winner's circle in any track, but mostly I'm trying to get into the win. I haven't made it to a winner's circle. I've always been, competing to where I would like to. I've been close, but I'd always like to go. They always call it dance, dance the circle. And I want to make it on the dance floor. So there's Darlington, Union County, Rockingham, Orangeburg. My friends, I have a racetrack out in Tennessee. Shout out to Gleason Raceway. Women own it, third generation. That the women out all across the world, I should say, don't be intimidated and don't take no and don't let somebody tell you you can't do it. I think that's one of the worst words that's in our vocabulary. When my kids, when they were growing up, they say, I can't. I said, no, that means you just won't. You can do it. You're making a choice to not do it. You don't want to. So when they tell me that you can't race or you can't be a miner, you can't operate equipment, you can't be a doctor, you can't be a lawyer, that just means you don't want to. You can. You have the opportunity. You have the ability. You have what sits on in between your shoulders here. You have that ability to be whatever you want to be. An astronaut, you know, a jet car racer. And I've met a lady named Elaine Larson, and she's amazing. She uh, out of Florida, they did incredible stuff with science and their jet car and encouraging women. But out west, it's really common to see women drag racing because I think that there's so few tracks, and Firebird Raceway was the first track I got to race. Now, let me tell you, ladies, don't think that you have to have a race car to race at a drag race. My first race at the racetrack was in my 300S. Anybody knows that's just a regular, I'm going to
Chrysler
town car.
300S? Is
Yes.
that Chrysler?
Yes.
Okay.
And I love that car. And what bracket racing is about consistency and knowing you as the driver and the track and the setup. There was a gal there in Firebird, her name was Tara. She raced a full-on Volkswagen set up like a dune buggy. Took her 18 seconds to get from starting line to the quarter-mile finish line, so the person that's racing her is sitting there waiting, seeing her way down at the end, and then when their light finally turns green to go, to catch up, she would win because she was consistent. She knew what her time was. You'd be a fender race, but that's what's fun about bracket racing. You set up your times Like it'll take me 7 seconds, where if it takes you 10, you get, a 3-second head start on me. And then I go. My light turns green. So that's what's always fun about it. So ladies, if you want to do it, you can do it. First time Matt told me, I go, I don't know, what are these lights? What are they? He goes, just go down there, and when the light turns green, go. so, and that's what I just go hammer down. And then they would tell me, my friends would be like, you won. I'm like, but how did I win? I don't get it. I'm like, you won by a fender, you won at the light, you won at the stripe. I'm like, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, they're just going to get back in line. I'm like, okay. So of course I learned some things after that, because now I progressed into the Nova is a foot brake car, which is, ladies, that's put your left foot on the brake and your right foot on the gas. And what you were told never to do was drive with 2 feet and push down the gas and brake at the same time. They always say, don't do that. Well, that's foot braking. So when the light turns green, you let your foot off the brake and go. Now, my Nova is a foot brake car. I have a small tire car that is going to be getting a 383 small block in it, freshened up. That's Southern Peach. That's a trans brake car, but because of the size of the rear tires, it's called a small tire. The car that you see there, that's the Minion. The Minion is the big tire car. That one has the 427 in it, small block. That has Brodix, and that one's getting freshened up too. And I want to shout out to Mark Rowell with MR Performance, that he's helping. There's Southern Peach. So I got this car as a present, as a roller, a couple years ago. Bought it from a guy, Billy Jackson, local out of Hartsville. His wife had raced in it, and they wanted to race the S10, so they had this car on Marketplace for sale as a roller. And Matt and I picked it up as my birthday present, and this is a car that Matt walked me through. We tore it down and put it together. With the exception, I was in such a hurry to race that we bought an engine that was already put together off of Facebook, and was told that it had racing parts in it. And after I had run 7 testing tunes and was in the water box to do my first race, and the piston shot through the block. And when we tore it apart, it wasn't racing piston. So now it does have a 383 waiting to be placed in it, but because our house burnt down, we have to wait till we get that rebuilt. But that one I was having fun with, because that's the color it came in, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I like that color, but then it grew on me. So I had my friends help me name it, because they were calling it the creamsicle and the orange cream crush. And I'm like, you know what? I love South Carolina peaches, and that reminds me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Southern Peach, and so I made some shirts, and that's and the decals, and it says Southern Peach, and what's up, peaches, and where's the peach?
Wow.
And
Now,
so I
Elaine,
was having fun with that.
Elaine, your story is so inspirational, and your words are so impactful. I mean, again, you gave me chills. And what's the old saying? If it was easy, anybody could do it, but they won't.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
Elaine Simonsen, to me, you embody that. You and Matt together as a team, it's just unbelievable. But you explicitly, and for our listeners, this is Southern Peach. Where's the
Yes.
peach? Look at
Where's the
that thing.
peach?
Now, Elaine, tell me, you know, and this is hard. This is going to be controversial for you, Elaine. I got to put you on the spot.
Oh
When we think
boy.
about the Nova, the incredible
Yep.
story of the Nova, when we think about, Matt's car, when we think about your Camaro here, what's your favorite?
Well, I laugh because every time you post in the Waxhaw group, post your car, post your car. Well, I didn't realize I've become a hoarder. and uh, and and I sent you pictures of the Harley that Matt built for me. That one's called American Girl. That's where the American Girl came from. That Road King. That one means a lot, because when Matt built it, he built it for himself. And then one time he couldn't ride it home because he had a high school reunion, and I had a Sportster Sport, 1200 Sportster Sport, which is a fast bike. And he's like, I need you to come ride the Road King home. I'm like, I can't even touch the ground on that bike. He goes, oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be. So I rode it home, and I was like, oh my God, why am I riding the Sportster? Why aren't I riding that? And so he laughed, and so he bought a Street Glide, and he gave me that bike and built it to where he would lower it and everything to me. But our son was a Marine at the time, and he was doing his 2 tours in Afghanistan. and which was a frightening time because that was, enduring freedom and all that. And he was coming home, and we were praying that he was going to make it home. Yep, that's American Girl right there. So if you zoom in on that on the bag there, I had that shadow. It's a pinup girl with the flag stripes running through her, a cowgirl. And it's a silhouette, and it's a silhouette, and it says, "I may not be perfect, but parts of me are awesome," is what I had on my horse trailer.
Oh, I
And
love it.
that silver around there, those are hand-painted rivets to look like the rivets on a fighter plane. And the American flag was a tribute to our son, which, thank God, it wasn't a memorial bike. He came home. So my friend, who was a sheriff, and he'd only painted cars, never painted a bike before, painted that in tribute to our son, for his service in the Marines in Afghanistan and aviation ordnance, and the things that he accomplished while he was there. And he painted a barrel racer on the front, and that's my saddle in the back from my barrel racing barn that I had in Nevada. So that was something that Matt built out of love for me and lowered the bike and everything. So when the
Now, was this
Nova
your first
came,
bike? Elaine, was this your first
no,
bike? Good.
no, my dad, like, he wouldn't let me have horses and stuff because he was in the Vietnam, in Green Beret, and bounced around so much we couldn't have animals. So we had dirt bikes. So I was raised from the time I was in diapers. First burns on my leg was from the fins on the engine were me crawling onto his bike when I was in diapers.
Wow.
So I was raised on dirt bikes, so I probably had a lifetime of maybe 30 different bikes. And so Matt and I met through motorcycles and through a friend who owned American Thunder motorcycle shop. Shout out to Rick and Diane Stednitz in Elko, and Matt was working there after work, and I would go hang out there with my dad because that's where my dad was hanging out, at the bike shop. and through events, Matt and I met and fell in love and got married. We had our Harleys in our wedding and that kind of thing.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, that's another story. But so Matt built that, and then his love for me to encourage me to keep barrel racing, even though he had no desire. But I wanted to be with him and ride the bikes and do things with him. That's where the car scene, getting the Nova. The Nova came with a 5.3, a Vortec, the lightning rods. Everything was already set up to go. I just had to learn how to rent it, listen to Matt tell me what to do, and go. And then that's when we found the Minion, so he could race too. And so we were both racing, and he was the serious, and I was the butterfly, like you said. That yep. There's one of that horse right there. That's Dry Pepper Lady. She was a little. I call her a little sports car compared to that other horse that I have is Classy. Classy was a big quarter horse, like a giant of a thoroughbred. This horse was as small as the can. If you can see how small the barrel racing can is, we would go around the barrels. She was so small, but she had wheels, and she was intimidating. She would win money. She was the winner. I was just sitting on her and go. But I'm all about, like I said, horsepower, Harleys, horsepowers, horses, Harleys, and horsepower. But so many cars in my life right now, besides the race cars, the ZL1 convertible. That's Matt and I's. That was our first. Okay, we're gonna buy a brand new car. This is it. We're gonna have a convertible. So that, as soon as we picked it up from the dealership with the paper plates on it, we drove it to Firebird Raceway and went through the tech. And they're like, "Well, how fast does this car go?" I said, "I don't know. We just bought it." They're like, "Okay," to figure out what class they put me in. And I asked Matt, "What do I do?" He goes, "I don't know. Just get on it and go." And I did, and I won. I beat the track champion. I beat the sportsman track champion, and they all come
Wow.
running up to me, and they're like, "Who are you? Where'd you come from?" I'm like,
And that car is bone stock, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Supercharged born stock. That's the ZL1s. So we still
ZL1.
have
Yep.
that car. Yep,
And
that's a 2013.
yep. And
Yep.
when and looking at this, you can see it on screen, right?
Yes,
All
I
right.
can see it.
I'm looking at this. Here's the deceptive thing, I think, Elaine, with this car. It to call a Camaro a sleeper, I think is probably wrong, but it's just another Camaro. To your point, most people don't know what's under the hood on this thing. Like
Ex-
ridiculous, right?
exactly. Being stocked with the supercharger. And what I like about it, if you notice, see the fins on it? know, right there by the back wheel. This is what Matt and I loved about this car. It's a throwback, right? It's an homage, a tribute to, you know, the 60s, the true Camaros, I think. Yes, my race cars, those are the 80s. We call them the wedges, you know, because you can wedge them under a door. You know, like the wedge, that's the wedge Camaro. I mean, I truly love them, I do, but this right there, when my dad was working on his Camaro, it was this color red. It was, you know, the 68. He would sit hours and I would be in there with him. And like when he did get me that 69 MGB GT, I was like, what is that? You know, that's not even an American made car. Why would you, why, you know, why, I thought the Camaro, I go, how do I work on it? You know what he gave me? He gave me the owner's manual. He said, here, fix it. And that was it. So I understood the assignment. If I wanted to drive it, I had to learn how to work on it. And then thank God I married a mechanic. Yes. Yeah, he loves me
Sometimes it
so.
all just works out. Sometimes it all just
Yes.
works out. Let me
And
ask you
then,
this, Elaine.
well, go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
Well, this summer, like, I got to see you real quick at October because I couldn't get Matt out of bed fast enough and it was kind of chilly. We came across two cars over the summer, and one of them was another passion that I've always wanted to have, and it was a Stingray. Found one. It's a 76 Stingray 4-speed. Original owner only had 40 something thousand miles on it, and it was garage kept, one owner. And the only thing that needs to be replaced, you know, is the front and rear bumpers because they just fall apart that year. They had that plastic junk. But so that hopefully we will see. We did buy the new bumpers. We just have to, you know, Matt has to fit it and then it has to be painted and whatnot because it's primer. And then I showed up at the October one with that 72 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme with the
Yeah, that was
convertible. That was all original too. That's 61,000 miles.
pretty. Now, I'm gonna I'm gonna pivot here just for a moment and let's come back to this car because
Yep.
we spent a lot of time today and you talk about horses and horsepower and Harleys and you know big displacement. There's no replacement for
No
displacement.
replacement for displacement. Yep.
Tearing up the quarter mile, Elaine with her lightning rods and all those other things. But wait a minute. Elaine and Matt have this baby.
Yep.
It couldn't be more of a different experience. I've never owned or driven one of these. Talk to us about what this car means to you and what the ownership experience is like. Go ahead.
Well, first, because I loved it because of the memories. I have my mom riding around, giving away toys, you know, in the jungles of Panama, loading up. You know, I think we were sitting on top of the toys. It was jam packed. I mean, there was no seat belts involved. I remember the day where she would turn a corner and she would have to reach across and grab, you know, because the door flung open. And yeah, no doubt. And then when I got that 69 MGB GT. I mean, it's a 4-speed, and you're sitting on the floor, and the MGB GT had no floor, so I was watching the road go by as I was
Right.
driving underneath my feet. But a stick shift, come on, how many people can drive a stick shift? But back when we were kids, that's what it was. That was the standard. You drove a stick shift. Nobody had automatics. That was a luxury to have an automatic. I even learned how to operate 3 on a tree on a pickup. I mean, that was just normal. And I've been in cars that had the push button dash thing. So this car was so much fun to restore. Even Matt and I told him we're both certified Google mechanics because the fuel pump sits behind the wall in the trunk there, and it's some oddball thing that you had to find to feed the line that goes up to the front, and they call it, you know, the bonnet, and to find all these parts. And I didn't show you a picture of the hood, under the hood, the before and after that one, because it's kind of like Peaches, where it was all just disgusting. And then I restored it, and even I painted a South Carolina, the palmetto and the moon in there too, because I call that car the Patriot. I mean, what more patriotic than having a British blue car in South Carolina where the revolutionary started, and to
Ah,
be one of the ones that converted to be a patriot, right? That's what that car is all about.
wow.
1976 revolution. We're in the 1776, and you know, maybe the 2026 will have a revolution. Who knows? But yeah, that car is a lot of fun. I keep teasing my 12-year-old granddaughter. She's come to the property and I'll show her how to drive it, and she's just like, oh, she got to like, I know how to drive your golf cart, Mima. I
Wow.
said, yeah, but this is a stick car. But Olivia, when she first seen that car, my 6-year-old granddaughter, first thing she seen it when I got it 2 years ago, she jumped in it. She's like, Barbie car. And she was all behind the steering wheel and everything. She goes, I love this car. So
Heck
I
yeah.
put her car seat in it, and I've taken her to the beach in it at Lake Watery and with the top off, and
God
put her
bless her.
sunglasses on. So that's what those cars. There's a lot of history in the cars that we're keeping, right?
Right.
So
Now,
even that Duramax.
I would imagine two things, and please tell me if I'm correct or not. Owning this car and you guys restoring it, I imagine the best thing about it is driving it. And like you just said, top down, cruising, going to the beach. Are you kidding me? The manual shift. The worst thing has got to be the obscurity of the parts. I would assume, is that true as an automotive enthusiast? Is this car a nightmare to find parts for? Go ahead.
They're with any of our classic cars, right? They're getting harder and harder and rarer and rarer to find. And it's not because they're high priced. You just, like you said, you can't find them, because what happened is that people were getting paid good money for their scrap metal, their old cars to be junked out instead of just sitting in their backyards. People were saying, I'm coming to get your car, I'll haul it off for you for free. And they were jumping on it. When you get to the junkyards, of course, they're capitalizing on the parts, and they're selling all those parts off of eBay and whatnot. And Matt and I, when we got this car, we found a parts car in North Carolina. It wasn't the right year, but it was just 1 year off, and I only needed like two things off of it. But for the price of the car, we pushed it into my car trailer and dragged it out, just to get the two parts I needed off of it. And it was worth it because, like I said, you can't find anything. My 72 Olds Cutlass Supreme, the convertible, because of the stripping, that to latch it down, to tighten it, that just that rubber stripping, you can't find it. I've had it on back order 6 months.
Wow.
It's just rare. And those tops, forget it. Try finding an
Wow.
authentic replacement. So it's aftermarket and they don't fit right. But yeah, so luckily that one came originally, just has one little defect, and I'm like, I'm okay with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Who is perfect, really?
Right. Absolutely. It's progress, not perfection, Elaine. I always like to say. But let's pivot here for a moment. I want to put you on the hot seat, Elaine. Uh, I'm going to ask you a couple questions, kind of in rapid fire format here. Uh, Gosh, I can't believe I'm asking you this question, Elaine, because you've had some incredibly cool cars and experiences and bikes. What haven't you had? It's probably easier to list the things that you haven't had between you and Matt and
Money. I
working.
haven't had money.
Well, listen, money comes and goes, but life experience, right? And
True.
you've had a wealth of life experience, and what an incredible story.
Exactly.
We could probably have this conversation for 3 hours, but let me
Exactly.
put you on the spot here. What's Elaine's dream car today?
I've
Some say bucket list, but let's forget about the bucket. What would you like to have in your stable, so to speak, that you haven't had before?
Well, I've got them and I've had them. But I don't really. And I, like I said, I don't really have a desire to. I just want Matt to be happy. And when
Okay.
Matt's happy when I'm happy, and when I'm happy is like when I'm racing, or I'm at the car events, or doing fundraisers, meeting people like yourselves. I met like Corinne at the Pageland, like you were talking about when we met at the Pageland. That was the Halloween deal, thing, and she was Ivy, Poison Ivy, and I was the pirate, and then it was funny when she got she'd never been down the track. She's like, I've never been down the track. I don't know what to do. I said, get in the Nova with me. Come on, get in the Nova. And she's like, really? I can get in there? I said, sure. That's what we get in there. We were talking, and there was a Corvette next to me. I didn't pay attention. We were talking, and I was just saying, we're going down the track, I'm just doing my thing, and we're talking, and I'm like, oh, wait, did I win? And she's like, yeah. She said, yeah, he's way back there. So I said, this is what's fun about, racing. It's just having a good time. I could be in that MG. I could be in, like I said, my uh, Duramax. I could be in a Grand Prix. It don't matter what car it is, as long as you're having fun, you're doing it with the people that you love. That's what matters. That's my dream, is to be happy, doing what we can. And I'm grateful to be alive because Matt, I said, thank God he's our hero. He got us out of the fire in time, and we did save the cars. We were able to save cars, but nothing else, and our lives. But that's all. That doesn't matter. It's just things. But yeah, just being happy, being around people who love it, and that's where, like, the pinup community, women who love dressing up, not just because it's a dress up deal and have people look at them for, oh, saying you're gorgeous or you're hot or whatever. It's just that they appreciate that you're there to help expose how much fun car events are, and to have people ask you questions about the cars and see if you really know anything about the cars. And then when you do, they kind of puts them back and they're like, all right, this is cool. Or if you want to learn about the cars, there's always somebody willing to talk about it. Now, when I talk about barrel racing, I love my barrel racing community. The women are awesome. I've learned a lot. But when you go to a barrel race, you're coming there with your horses and you got your focus, and you want to win. And if a person has a bad day, they throw a shoe, or if they lost a tack or something, yeah, somebody will try maybe to come and help you or whatever. But when you go to a drag race or you go to a car show, if you lose a part, you get a flat tire, you're in need of something to make it to the next round, announcer will make a call out, and you will have a flood of people come to you and say, here's what I got. What do you need? Take it, use it. Let's get you back on the track. That's one of my big horses there. See how tall she is? That was my big giraffe compared to my other one. The other one is lady. So when, like I said, it's all about the community involvement and being in good spirit and wanting to help each other succeed. And pinups can promote your business, they can promote your cars, they can promote your lifestyle. I encourage more women to, if you've never done it before, go to an Ulta makeup place, because they offer to do makeup, and just have them do your hair, and then get a hairstylist. They say, I want to do some curls. Go to a car show after you get done and just walk around and see how many people will walk up to you and say, can I have a picture with you? And I love your outfit, and it'll get you hooked. And the guys will love it, because then they got people looking at their cars, because you got a beautiful lady standing by it, of course. And it gives them an opportunity. So it kind of all works together like this. And yeah, I mean, like you said, I can talk to you for hours, CJ. We can go on and on and on.
Well, listen, the thing, Elaine, and thank you so much for all of that. The thing I love about your story is that it's one of resilience, and it's inspirational, and I'm sincere when I say that. And I think you're I firmly believe you're a role model for young ladies looking to get in this hobby. Hell, you're a role model for anyone, men or women,
Aw.
because I think a lot of folks would be intimidated. You reach a certain age in life, and by the way, you mentioned it, and I'll say it, Elaine. 50 is the new 30. Life begins at 50. There's so many adventures we can have, but in all seriousness, whether it's the horse racing, the barrel racing, getting on a Harley for the first time, going to the track, getting involved in the pinup community. These can just, all of these things can add so much to the life experience. And you don't have to break the bank to get involved in any of these hobbies. And it's about the people you meet, right? And you've got just this wealth of experience and victories and challenges, things that you've come back from in a resilient manner. I just amazing stuff.
Oh, you're making me blush. I appreciate it.
Well, listen, let me put you on the spot for a couple other things, and then we'll kind of wrap up. Elaine, what's next? We're here. It's New Year's Eve day. Happy New Year to everybody. You've done so much. What are you looking forward to in the automotive community with your hobby? You and Matt together. What's the next adventure for Elaine?
Well, I'm hoping, and I hope this season I'll get to race again. But again, it's according to the house plans. But my desire is to be at the events and reaching out. And I think I drive my husband crazy, because when we do get to, like, drag races and whatnot, I'm like a butterfly. Boom, I'm off. Woo! because I want to go meet people, and I want to go introduce myself, and I want to find out about them, and I want to learn about their car and their truck while he's at the car. Like, are you gonna check your tires? You're gonna warm up your rear end? I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do that too. But I just want to help promote and get more women involved and young ladies. And like my granddaughter, I have dreams for her to be in a car. But that's on her parents' end if they have that desire for her, because I can't push it. But I would love to see her, be going down the strip because she loves it too. But I want to be there for the community, CJ. I want to be there and available for the ones that have questions, the ones that want to try, like, go for a ride with me. I'm open for it. I don't have any problems opening the hood or explaining this or that, or same thing with the pinup community. If they want to get involved and who to contact, but my desire is to continue racing all tracks. I love quarter mile and eighth mile, and I know a majority of it's eighth mile. We have several tracks. We are so fortunate to be in this area. Even the
I agree.
coastline, we are so fortunate. I have friends out west that are watching my posts all the time about moving. In fact, several people have moved out here after we moved here, and they work at the mine site where I work as well. I'm a dispatcher for the underground mine out there, and I enjoy it. Part of the mine emergency response team, and like I talked to you earlier, that I am taking EMT courses, and so it's not that you stop living because of some tragedy happens in your life, right? You make a decision to, all right, I'm grateful I got a day to breathe, one more breath. What am I going to do with it? Well, you got to be the best that you can for that day. It might not be for yourself, it might be for somebody else, and that's all right. Do what you can. And that's all. That's all that you can do. That's the opportunity you're given. Don't waste the 60 seconds in a minute of the day that you're given.
Amen to that. What an important message, and thank you for that. I think we can all benefit from that. And oh my gosh, Elaine. Well, listen, this was a lot of fun. I'm so grateful that you came on. I'm grateful that, well, I know you mentioned, and folks, Elaine mentioned when we were getting ready to press record and start the episode here, she said, CJ, I told Matt he had to turn down the television. So shout out to Matt. We love Matt. The man behind the woman, the man who masters the engine and gets everything tuned up so that Elaine can then smoke all them boys on the quarter mile. And I've seen it. I've seen it. But shout out to Matt. Elaine, thanks for coming on. Where can our listeners find you and find Matt? How do we get in touch with Elaine Simonsen?
Well, I'm excited about this opportunity that you're doing with this podcast, CJ. I think this is a wonderful thing for the car community and everyone involved. And I would highly recommend hitting you up if they want to hit me up. But they can also message me on my Facebook page, which is Elaine Simonsen, and it's USA Girl in parentheses, and you'll see the picture of me in my car or motorcycle. But I highly love encouraging the Waxhaw car, coffee and cars, because that's what we came together, we met each other, and I love that. And I also want to shout out to the girls at the Color Bar, CJ, because Brittany and Lisa's the owner of the Color Bar, and Brittany does my hair. And I was talking about your podcast, and the first thing she said, CJ? Oh, CJ. I love CJ. So you have a fan. And I was telling her what you're doing, and she thinks that's awesome. And I said, you're encouraging more women to get involved, and that's what we're all about, is getting everybody showing the love. And so if they want to reach out, I would love an opportunity to work with them, either as a pinup or if they want to come see the cars or be part of the race cars. You're more than welcome to come join our team. Women, your daughters, bring them. Your little girls, you want to come over. I tease my husband, and I tease it with love, and he knows this, because the Minion is the blue and yellow Camaro, and I call that the Minion, and we love the Minion, and I dress it up with little things, because then I get little tattoos for the kids, temporary tattoos I hand out. And Matt, when he's at car shows, he's always in black. And so he's always standing around, and I call him the Gru. And I always tell the kids, I'm like, go talk to the Gru. And they all give him hugs. And then he's like, oh, just like his little minions. So it's all about encouragement, and I couldn't do it without my heart, and that's Matt and people like you and
Absolutely.
Rick and Diane and everybody that's involved.
Oh gosh, thank you. God bless you for sharing that. Absolutely incredible, Elaine. Well, listen, that'll about wrap it up for this episode. Thanks everybody for joining this episode of Hot Seat Automotive Podcast. Your buddy CJ here, together with the incredible Elaine Simonsen. Guys, we will see you in 2024. If you see Elaine at the track or the drag strip, you've been warned. Don't get smoked. Take it from me. You're gonna see her tail lights. Real talk. But listen,
Oh,
thank you, Elaine.
oh,
Love
thank
you
you.
guys. We'll see you on the
Love you
next
too.
one. Happy New Year, everybody. Peace.
Happy New Year.